I was told that you guys don't even hear the beginning part of the show. So should I even talk? Like, what do I need to say? Maybe I shouldn't talk. I should just play some Maiden and then get a copyright charge against my account. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I think I'll just keep muttering until I figure out what to do. All right. Well, I'm going to be listening to Iron Maiden and then drinking a beer by myself if I just keep letting that play because it's Maiden. Hello. Hello. I don't know if anybody's here or if you're seeing an ad right now, but Hans, Tim, Ray, Zach, Kevin, or Zachary. I just shortened your name to Zach because I feel very familiar. Saucebot. Good to see you. Mike, Flash, Phil, Mark, Patty, Dave, Jason, and then Mike again. Okay, you are here. So that's good. I started keep muttering. It's entertaining. Well, mutter. It's muttering. Want some mutter on your toast? Mutter. It's man butter. Oh, man. Yeah, I need a 7-second delay. Like, I just, woo. If I go silent, it's because I have a joke like that queued up, and I'm just going to just. So I ended last week by telling Stephen King he can pound it up his ass. So let's see if we can top that. I don't know if anybody remembered that. So probably not a good idea to remind anybody. Good evening, Christopher. Good to see you. Sean's here. What's good, Jeff and crew? I thought I just read that because I can't multitask, talk, and read at the same time, you know. And I thought it said, What's good, Jeff Cow? Sorry, RA. Sorry. Genuine laughter is good. It is good. There was a shock jock in Chicago called Mancow Muller. So Jeff Cow is kind of cool. I hope you appreciate the lighting. I tinkered with it yesterday. I tried to get it right. I tried to get my head to see I got the UFO right here. I'm like, just put your bulbous head in front of it, and then nobody has to see it. And then I got a little light down there that gives me like that God lighting, you know, like I'm a heroic Shakespearean. You know, when I used to go see the Shakespeare Theater, I used to go see Shakespeare plays. Producer Jill designed the logo for the Chicago Shakespeare Theater on Navy Pier. She did their folio, their quarterly magazine. And so we would get free tickets to go see Shakespeare. I loved it. I know I said this on this channel somewhere. It's all just a mass ocean of words that's just rising like the sea levels in a climate change. I don't know. Whatever. And I just remember seeing the Shakespearean play. You'd see them spewing spittle everywhere. Shakespearean thespians. Hello. So Jason's good here. Happy Monday. I remember Mancow. Listen, when I lived in Virginia Beach. Nice. I didn't realize he played that far. Mancow Muller. He was on some rock stations. He's hilarious. We're gonna do the Duff Bucket. Magic Duff Bucket. Bulbous heads are handy. Magic Duff Bucket, what do you got for me? Not only do I not have Mancow was well known. I did not know. That's what she said. Not only do I have no more raptures, this is my last Guinness in the house. My last Guinness. I'm strong to the finish because I drink my Guinness. I'm Jeffrey the Loudmouth Man. You know, Popeye was strong to the finish because he blew up Finland. That's what that was all about. He was a sailor and he blew up Finland. And so when they said I'm strong to the finish, it meant that's true now because it's on the internet. I birthed that onto the internet and now it lives in posterity. I also have one Guinness left. Time to bring it out. Cheers. Cheers. Duff Bucket is full of man butter. Hey, Stephen Wayne Elson Jr. is here. Good to see you. Thank you for commenting on that insane short I did. Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr. I loved your comment. Your comment really did bring home all of what it was about. Are you on a beer buying freeze? No, I'm on a broke ass, dumbass, living like a goober freeze. Actually, I have a surprise. I have a surprise for next week's Jeff. Next week, Jeff is going to be thrilled with what he gets to drink on the show. Fact, Popeye never ate spinach until the cartoons. In the 1930s newspaper strip, he was just a strong badass. Blown up Finland. Potatoes here. Yo, Mitch is here in his house. Jeff, you should try some Hershey's Youngling. I do believe it is available in Tennessee. Well, I'll have to check that out. I used to have a place in the Chi called Binny's Beverage Depot, and man, that place was a treasure trove of microbrews and etceteras. So I would go in there every time and go to the microbrew aisle, and I'd always find a brand new stout. Thanksgiving, Jeff. Well, now that you mention it, the lighting's kind of bad, but I'm wearing cranberry. Yeah, I just did that. Cranberry. But I remember when they first came out with the Guinness widget cans, we opened one up to see how it works. I'm weird like that. That's a good idea, expat. I don't think that's a bad thing to do, and I think I did that as well. And they do taste good. That little widget thing works. Wait, what the F are you drinking right now? It's a Guinness. I already said I'm out of. This is the last stout in the house. I don't have any more, but I have a surprise again. I found one Jeff Ward stout in the back of my fridge. That'll be my Thanksgiving brew. Oh, wow. That's good. You are going to have a lot to give thanks for. I almost said you're going to have a lot to give thankful for with that Jeff Ward stout. Oh, yeah. It's alcohol, Mitch. One day, buddy. Just hang in there. You got to get your driver's license first. Oh, no. Hans, I'm not going to repeat what you just said about Guinness tasting like burnt beer strained through tinfoil. Get a new beer, you lame. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America, third year for the Hershey's Porter. I saw that. I know it did make, I did see it somewhere. So wait, it's the third year. So did they cause COVID? Jeff is a basic bro for drinking Guinness. Guinness is best drank at room temp. Well, I went to Ireland and they still drank it cold. So I always heard that too. In the UK, they drink everything at room temperature. And so I expected that. But when I went to the Guinness brewery in St. James Gate, Dublin, it was cold. It was nice. Cold Guinness room temp glass. Okay. Dune update. I am still reading Dune. I read a couple chapters this morning. Let's see if I could show you. I am. Oh, no, I can't show you because I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to show you. I'm embarrassed. It's embarrassing how much I have left to read. I will say book 2 is a lot better than book 1. I'm this far. All this time. I mean, you gotta, I'm going, there's things going on. You don't even know. There are things going on. And so it's okay. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who may read it. It's okay. I'm at the best. I mean, it started, like I said, to be a good book. It started to be a story, and what's happening is interesting. That's real high praise. I don't hate reading it now. Like I'll go and I'll read it and I'm like, okay. In fact, I think Mitch should have a Pilsner maybe, called Reclaimed Water. That's actually what Old Style is. Old Style is a Chicago beer that just every kid drank because that was all that was there for underage kids to drink. Old Style. It was the first beer I ever drank. My uncle gave me a can after I weeded the sidewalk outside the apartment building. He's like, "Here you go, drink this." I thought I was cool. Wow. I was basically drinking reclaimed water. So, Mitch, do a Pilsner called Reclaimed Water. So, yeah, I got a lot to go, but I will finish it. And it's interesting. It's a space soap opera. It's okay. I mean, it's good. It's good. To be honest, Rapture started in the summer of 2019, so we basically created COVID. Okay. I like all my stouts at room temp. Evening, Ron. Good to see you. Good to see you, Lena. Good to. Tim, you were here earlier, but I'm sorry if I didn't say hi to you. Hello, halloo. Oh, potatoes. My harshest critic. Halfway is not bad. How's Jill coming along? Jill is actually out of town right now. She had to go back to the Shy for a funeral. So she went back and I sent her with her copy. She ain't reading it. Are you kidding me? She ain't reading it. So she got a distance. She's not even nearly as far as I am, and I guarantee she hasn't read during her return to the Shy. I hope their Hershey beer is better than the disgusting crap they usually sell. Way to be rough, Mark. Yingling, he doesn't like it. 4 weeks in, I would DNF that baby. Yeah, I agree. And I would if this was any other book. But it deserves to be finished, and I will finish it. I'm surprised I began to like it. Obviously, not enough to run back to it every free minute, but it has come a distance. My first beer was Corona. Now that's not a bad beer. It's not a bad one. First beer I ever drank was Yuengling Lager. Pittsburgh breweries are the cutest. Well, you're Steeler Nation, aren't you? For arbitrary reasons. I don't know. What is with you in Pittsburgh, Mitch? We're discussing June, Lena. June. Does she still like it less than you do? Jill is claiming she likes Dune more than me. She's claiming to have discovered a love for the book earlier than me. So I just think she's lying, and I'm being honest. I'm being totally honest. I'm going to do a review of this, and I realized I don't do video reviews as much as I should. I read at least 2 books a year, and so I should be doing 2 reviews a year. No, seriously, I don't have a video review of Winterset Hollow, for example. I think it took me forever to do a Boys in the Valley winter one book review. So I don't know why that is. I think it's just like when I do a book review, I don't want to say the plot. This book is about a guy who loves books and goes to the island where the book was written, and then things go bad. Like, okay, you could read that on the dust jacket, dumbass. I want to get to like how did the book make you feel? What were the connections you made when you were reading the book without giving away anything crucial to the book? So I always feel hamstrung, and it always comes down to I love this book, or I hated this book, or this book was meh. And you could do that in like 5 seconds. So doing a whole video without rehashing the plot that they can read on the dust jacket and without spoiling the things that they don't know yet, it just ties me in a knot because I'm stupid. I'm a stupid. So I'm not going to be clever and navigate that very well. Condolences. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. You say that like you're not the only regular stout drinker in the house. I mean, it's like I am. I don't know. I don't know if I was or not. My favorite beer is Emu Bitter. It's not the best tasting beer, but it's the best nostalgic beer. There you go. Jill's away. Does that mean it's going to be an all night live? No. I do have other obligations and other responsibilities, being Mr. Mom. Remember Mr. Mom? Michael Keaton? No, so it will not be all night. I would run out of things to say. I'm running out of things to say 15 minutes into it. My uncle bought me a case one year for Thanksgiving, and the next year when he came back, there were 23 cans left. Oh, that's cruel. All my fam is from Pittsburgh, so that's where my ties are, even though I'm a Southeast Hinton Tulsa boy. Well, all your fam is from Pittsburgh. Like, originally, were you born in Pittsburgh? You know, were you what is your, like, did your family sneak across the Pennsylvania border and make their way to the freedom of Oklahoma? Like, what's your story, Mitch? I mean, you were born during COVID. My first beer was a Mickey's. I don't even know what a Mickey's is, other than an Irish slander. I've read it at least twice, but last year I tried it again and stalled. I'm older now and like the Duke more than his teenage son. Yeah, you know what? You don't get enough Duke in, like I'd like the Duke now. Like, this became a story. I didn't want, before it was an encyclopedia entry into Erexis and the House of Atreides. Like, it was like a history lesson, an encyclopedia, a removed, detached sort of thing. Then it begins into this thing that's like, I don't know, Lord of the Rings in space, kind of, sort of, where you replace magic with science, kind of, sort of. I could see where George Lucas stole all his goddamn material from, so there's that. And it's interesting. I'm getting a kick out of them drinking their sweat and pee through reclaimed water. That's fun. The first 3 times. Jill finishing Dune is about as likely as pigs flying. Oh, whoa. Spill the tea, potato. Winter said Hollow, I hated the main character so much, I just wanted him to get eaten by a bear. Well, yes. I don't know why you hated that main character so much, Stephen Dwayne Nelson Jr. I don't know why. I really don't. I mean, I think of that main character and I'm like, he was a regular. I don't know. He was quirky. He was different, but Chicha Incas in Peru. Yummy. Ooh, sounds good. Pennsylvania wasn't pale enough for Mitch. Hence Oklahoma. Oh, man. Bringing the racism into it. There's a Duke series now that I'm waiting to conclude before beginning. Really? David's here. Hello. I was born in Tulsa, but my mom and dad are Pittsburgh peeps, along with all my extended family. Also, it's Southeast Hinton. Oh, S.E. Hinton. Yeah, I rolled over that. I'm trying to go with it, you dweeb. Dweeb, did the kiddies still say that in your daycare? Potato is harsh. Burn. Who's getting Hell House from Suntup? Is that what it's going to be? Interesting to see that the new Robert Chambers Masters of the Weird Tale from Centipede had a larger limitation of 400 instead of the 200 of all previous volumes. Still sold out. Oh, that's interesting. It's still sold out. Yeah, I got CP. I got CP down. CP down on the sheet today. What was it? Oh, Masters of Weird Tale, yeah. And no books for sale next week. That was my Centipede Press. He had a lot of low stock titles, including Let's Go Play at the Adams by Mendel Johnson. I would recommend that to anybody who wants to be disturbed for the rest of your life. especially thinking of feet and what can be done to feet. No, I'm not spoiling anything. It's perverse. I'm planning on getting Hell House. I'm in for some Hell House. Whiny AF and terminally coward to the point that he only. Well, I am not going to say that. I'm not going to say that, Stephen Dwayne Ellison Jr. I'm not going to spoil the book. Has your copy of The Stand arrived yet? No, Lena. It probably won't until 2024 if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky, I will have Cemetery Dances The Stand on my shelf in April of 2024 if I'm lucky. Lena, my CD stand just arrived. I had to wait 3 whole years for it. No, you didn't. You didn't get your CD stand? You didn't get. He's pulling your chain. He didn't get it. The CD stand is not ready yet. No, it's not. I know I've been waiting longer, Max, and there are at least 2 more they owe me. Yeah. Yep. I'm just being a lying baby. Yeah, you are. Unless you really did get one. I don't know. Mitch gets things. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, Johnny? Yeah, Mitch just gets things. You know, he's just like, he wins Dark Mans. He wins I Am Legends from Folio Society. He just wins things. I've had this few milks tonight, if you catch my drift. Lyra's is phenomenal. Oh, wait, what's up? It's terrific. What are you talking about? Oh, okay. My copy, well, more my daughter's, Neil Gaiman's Coraline from Lyra's book arrived at my doorstep today. Excited to open it up with her tomorrow. That's an awesome moment, Ron. That's awesome. Congrats on the score. I don't have any Lyras. I'm not going to get any Lyras. It sounds like something that you need to take pharmaceuticals for, but the way I said it anyway. But the CD stand is currently at the printer. Then they got to make the slip cases. Then they got to make the tray cases. Then they got to make excuses. Then they got to make everybody wait. It's what they do. If you want excuses, they'll give them to you right now. But you want product, you got to wait a while. Yeah, so everybody's thinking Hell House this week. I don't have an interview. I emailed to get, I would have loved to talk to one of the people signing this week's release. It would have been great, but I also felt maybe I would be underqualified to interview this individual, but I would have loved to do it. And, I reach out and I couldn't score the interviews and I didn't push harder because of life recently. So I just didn't jump on. I know I feel like Zach. I feel like baby Zach had a baby and then, life gets canceled. But my copy of, wait. I know it's considered young adult, but I'm doing a reread of The Hunger Games and it still holds up. Wouldn't mind a nice edition of those books. I guess it could be considered young adult. Stephen King said he considers a lot of his books young adult. But he adds too much profanity in there. So or he does add some other things, but he always considers, I don't remember where I read that. I read it and it sounded like Stephen King said it. Maybe AI did. Maybe I'm being lied to. We're all in a simulation anyway. You know what I think? I get mad when people say, we're all in a simulation, because then I'm like, well, why can't they make it a good simulation? Who's got their hand on the knobs? Little 7-second delay. Can we get a good simulation? Why not make it a party? Why not make it a good one? My copy of Rough Justice arrived today. I find it funny that CP has published 3 different TEM collections, and the books are all wildly different sizes. I know. I have Out of the Dark and Night Doctor. I did not get Rough Justice buying freeze, and I felt like, damn, I should have, because then I would have all 3 Tem collections, but I have the first two. I've read some of Out of the Dark, and I loved everything I read. Brilliant writer, it's just a great style. And then you're like, well, why didn't you read more? I'm not a short fiction boy. I'm long, I'm strong, and I'm down to get the fiction on. So I like bigger books or bigger stories, longer stories. So that's my bag. But yes, every time I dipped into that Tem book, I enjoyed the pool I swam in. I liked it. And so yeah, I should read more out of there. The True Blood series is getting a nice limited edition. What? True Blood? In the middle of 11/22/63, really enjoying it. Well, okay. I hope you do. Mark will be very happy to hear that, Zachary. I'm glad. I really enjoyed Hunger Games, but I have been more, and even more embarrassing titles that I read and enjoyed. You know what? There's no such thing. Dave Grohl told me there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. If it gives you pleasure and you enjoy it and it's legal, I mean, yeah, I guess there's a guilty pleasure if you're guilty off of deriving pleasure from something that's illegal. Then you're guilty. That's fine. But a guilty pleasure in the fact that, like, well, this is a little lowbrow for me, or this is like, you know what? I own the Spice Girls album. I own it. Nobody made me buy it. I really don't know why I bought it. It's not good. But it was sort of like a moment, right? The music was on the radio, and I'm like, this is just such upbeat nonsense. And I was like I listen to heavy shit. And I'm like, this is just an interesting experiment. Do I regret buying it? Yeah, I regret buying it, but not because I feel shame for buying it. Although I should. But you know what I'm saying? It's like there should be nothing that's considered a guilty pleasure. If you read something, then you know what? And you liked it and it gave you hope and fun and whatever, then do it. Honestly, completely shocked that the Harris series is getting any limited anythings. None of them are actually well written. What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. Are you talking about what? Harris. I mean, Thomas Harris? Harris wrote, you got Thomas Harris wrote Silence of the Lambs. That's genius. Bite me. I agree. When the show is better than the book, that's a bad book. Okay, True Blood. I had no idea that was the case. Reading Punktown. Yeah, they novelized a series. That's weird. Happy Monday, Andrew. Good to see you. Reading Punktown by Jeffrey Thomas. It is very good. And Jason agrees, says it's badass. Very badass. Also not a fan, though. I did not even finish the first book. So my opinion has little to stand on. So wait a second. Are you really saying that Thomas Harris did not deserve? I mean, that's controversial. I mean, that's something like we need to Harris series. Stephen Wilson Jr. Are you saying, oh, True Blood? Okay. Well, who wrote True Blood? I don't even know. Now I got to look that up. Oh, True Blood. Harris? Elizabeth Harris. Oh, okay. Elizabeth Harris. No? Was that who? I don't know, man. I'm not even going to do this. I don't know. This is like I'm confused. Charlene Harris wrote the books before the True Blood show. Okay, True Blood. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. The prefix is just so interesting to me. The districts, the Mad Max Thunderdome one, many enters, one man leaves, just grabs my attention. I don't know. It does. A little late. Yes, Andrew. Okay. Paul just emailed me a few minutes ago saying El Dia de los Muertos is sold out, but he just sold me a PC. Nice. I'm glad he sold it out. I'm glad. The author of True Blood books is named Harris. Try to keep up. I can't keep up. You guys are more educated than I am. It was a book series before a TV series. Hey, Jeff, do you know if HBO is still doing that prequel? Yeah, they are. Welcome to Derry. Oh, I would love to see it. Hi, Jeff. I heard that producer Jill's in the place we came from. How's it going? Well, they're okay, Russell. Good to see you here. Hope Rolled Oats is nice and toasty and comfy in for the show. Producer Jill will be coming back very soon so that she could tell me all the things I did wrong. Well, you don't know. Like, how does a man know how does a single man know when he does anything wrong? I don't know. Like, I'm doing things, I'm like, oh my God, I'm probably doing all of this absolutely wrong. And I'll never know unless producer Jill comes back. Then I'll know. She'll retroactively let me know. Okay, well, just so you know, for future, you did everything wrong. And I agree that the books are not worth a limited treatment, but hey, if someone will buy them, yeah. If they're fans of the show, you know what True Blood gave us? Deborah Wall. You know who else Deborah Wall played? Karen Page and on Daredevil, and she is the absolute worst actress since Sharon Stone. Deborah Wall. If you're going to get a rant tonight, it's going to be a Deborah Wall rant. That woman ruined Daredevil for me. And the guy who played Froggy, I almost called him Toad. He was a bad actor, but not nearly as bad as Deborah Wall. She is horrible. Horrible. And the fact that I knew she was in True Blood. Now, my sister-in-law, Julie, is going to be super pissed at me because she loved True Blood. Loved it. But she's also got a thing for 12-foot Icelandic Viking vampires. She reads books about like 12-foot. Their abs are made of ice, but they're oh so hot. You know what I'm saying? Those kinds of books. Like the real nasty stuff. That's my sister-in-law's business. That's between her and her YouTube channel, if she ever has one. But she loved True Blood, and I watched Daredevil. I'm like, I cannot stand every time she comes on the screen. It is the worst content. I mean, it's even worse than this channel. She is just a train wreck. Talk about beauty privilege, right? She's got that role just by how she looks. She has no talent at all. None. And so anyway, I loved the Daredevil Netflix series. Loved it. Charlie Cox was awesome. When they put John Bernthal in there as the Punisher, I'm like, damn, this is a great show. Froggy was a problem. He was a bad actor. They should have got Rainn Wilson. and then when she came on, it wrecked the show. It seriously did. And then they put her in another show. I don't remember what show she was in The Punisher. Yes. Oh, I'm getting so pissed off. She wrecked The Punisher. We're here for books. I'm going to pull back. I got to pull back. Okay. True Blood introduced the world to my husband, Alexander Skarsgård. The show. True. Okay, I get it. I thought you were like, True Blood introduced the world to your husband. Your husband learned about the world through True Blood. But no, you're saying your husband, Alexander Skarsgård, was introduced to the world through True Blood. I bet you my sister-in-law feels the same way. So you guys can start a fan club. I was so close to getting a lettered Muertos on eBay, but I didn't pull the trigger in time. Heartbroken. I can't wait to read this, Mitch. And it's entirely on your recommendation, your reco. So if anybody's wondering, it's El Dia de los Muertos by Brian Hopkins. I talked about it last week. That's the book I'm referencing right now. Take it easy, Lena. Good to see you. Sorry if you're already gone. Welcome to Derry won't be released till 2025. Yeah, I hope they're making it good. The Daredevil show is great, but Deborah Wall stinks. It is true. She was so bad. I saw that science fiction writer Michael Bishop died today. Haven't read much of his work, just 2 Arkham House volumes, but what I read was great. Oh, that's a shame. Deborah Wall is not a queen, Andrew. No. You can say you like the way she looks. That's fine. Put her in a silent film. No, because acting isn't about talking. Acting is not just dialogue. Deborah Wall, she plays an attorney in this law firm, Murdoch and Moron, I don't know. And when she does document reviews, like, lawyering is a lot of document review. You have to find documents. You have to peruse documents. You have to get precedent, all that. And she'll lay down. And I know a lot of this is the problem of the male gaze, if you want to put a feminist lens on it. A lot of this is a problem of the director. There are many people involved with putting her on film. But she'll lay down and she'll have them all there. And she's like looking through the documents. And she's just like, oh, she's so intent on sultry document review. She's not just going to review the documents. She's going to smolder while she reviews those documents. Oh, these documents. They take a lot out of a girl. Oh, it's so awful. I'm missing. D'Onofrio was great as Kingpin. Elektra was hot, though. Are there Grim Oak Prices? Are there Grim Oak Prices fans a decade plus after it was aired? Was relevant? Doubt it. Yeah, I know, Stephen Wayans Jr. I mean, True Blood was ages ago. What are you doing, Grim Oak? Like, I heard a rumor that, or is it not a rumor? They're going to do a 50 Shades. Subpress is doing 50 Shades. Like, this disgusts me. Like, this is the part where books ruin books. Like, it is bad enough that everything is getting dumbed down and people are losing the best possible connection to another human being is through the written word, and we're losing it. That's bad enough, but to elevate this dreck, and that said, it is fine if you find enjoyment in that. That is great. Read a stupid book and enjoy it, and there should be no shame. But when there are such worthy books out there to memorialize with something so long lasting as a beautifully handmade limited edition, I'm not saying they're all handmade, but you know what I mean, something that's elevated with materials that will last a lot better and longer and stronger than a trade edition, to put. Yeah, I mean, that's sad. I guess Grim Oak's just trying to sell, it's like it's a business. You got to find those people who buy your product. Oh, Electra was hot though. That's a good comment. Oh, Flash is going. Oh, sorry, guy. Sorry, Flash. Got to see you. Max Walnut, how did you survive? I watched Twilight last night for my bed. We were nothing could compare to the wonderful acting in Twilight. No, for sure. No, we were watching that in this house. There are clips on YouTube that say, the most cringiest moments in Kristen Stewart. And you know what? It's so funny. She's another one who can't act. And then she's going to act like a social justice warrior. Like, you can't even act. Now you're going to march on the Capitol. Like, what? Oh, pick a lane. I don't know. I read the True Blood books when they came out. I thought they were a lot of fun. That's fine. I feel nostalgic for them. Charlene Harris is from my home state. So okay, so there's some love there, and you could love it. Jeff, we're eating dinner. Please stop smoldering. Oh, I'm smoldering. And like the thing I hated about Sharon Stone was that like the best actors don't look like they're acting because that's the thing. You're supposed to believe that these people are not characters. They are people experiencing something you're witnessing. But Sharon Stone and Deborah Wall both never let you forget where that camera is. It's like they're looking off to the side and they're like, kind of like they're looking, but they're drawn toward the camera. Like they're always omnipresent. They're always aware of that camera, and they're just like they can't get away from it. It's just like there. Instead of like, well, the camera is going to capture all of this. I don't care what, whatever. I mean, just ask people, what's the difference of your and your? Yeah, I know. Or they and there and there. I survive with the help of alcohol. Sultry paralegals get to recline when they do copious research. It's the law. Oh, man. Shh. Oh. I heard Daredevil's coming back. It's going to be on Disney. And I can't wait to see what they do with it. I actually liked Kristen Stewart in Panic Room as the brooding teenage. Oh, that's right. She was in that. Yeah, she actually probably did a good job in there. I remember seeing it. Jodie Foster. Speaking of Grim Oak, I just started reading The Warded Man. Want to see what I think before the second book comes out. Anyone read it? I despise Sharon Stone and everything until I saw her in Ratched, which she slays in. Okay. I didn't know they did a movie on Nurse Ratched. But oh, our dog is going crazy. She was bad in Casino, bad in Basic Instinct. She's just bad in everything. Oh no, Jason, I think she was bad in Casino. I think she was bad in Casino. I don't think she did a great job there. Well, that said, I think she was managed better in Casino, to be honest. Looking back, she was even horrible in Total Recall. But fair enough. I think she was managed better in Casino, but she still was aware of that camera. And you're like, I'm watching somebody act instead of I'm watching a person experience. Stone was the one thing I hated in Casino. Awesome movie. Yeah, it was an awesome movie. Sharon Stone is a better actor than Jeffrey. It's good old Jeff. Yeah, she is a better. I mean, I didn't get anything for uncrossing and recrossing my legs. I know that. I wouldn't. I get grief just for showing butt crack, getting a book to show you guys. But yes, so I would say she's a better actress than a better actor than I am. Sure. I watch Casino because of Joe Pesci. Is Sharon Stone that old lady from Basic Instinct 2? Is there a Basic Instinct 2? Please tell me that's a joke. They're making Basic Instinct 2, but they can't do an original good movie. Like they can't publish good. Oh. I'm telling you, man. I understand the business of business. I understand the business of movie making, publishing, small press. But God damn it, we gotta at least keep the art alive. And I will say, I guess if Grim Oak does True Blood, which are bad books, and it sells well for them, and then they can fund good projects. Because if you think back, art is, the only reason America has become an exporter of image is because we achieved a level of prosperity that allowed us to have a free flowing art forms. Like we could do that. Like we had the luxury to create art for art's sake. But then people get involved, it becomes business, it gets dumbed down, it gets dulled, it gets gatekeepers get involved, and then it becomes bad. But if you think about it, like all the great art throughout history, look at my interview with Mark Burkhart. We talk about it. He's like, all art started as a commercial enterprise. The Sistine Chapel was, Michelangelo was commissioned to do it. He was paid to do it. Like you had a patron, a rich patron. And then it was, yes, at the leisure of some rich individual who could afford to pay for beautiful things and had that disposable income. So anyway, am I getting okay. Came out in 2006. Oh. Even Suntop has done bad books. Okay, now that, yes. Oh, I didn't know they did Basic Instinct too. Oh. Oh my God. Oh, that I didn't even know. To Mitch, she's simply Ant-Man's mother-in-law. It's funny. Yes, it's true. Even Suntop is, and that is opinion. So, you could make a case that some of the books were not worthy of but I don't agree. I just don't. But yeah, that's fair. But yeah, it's fair. It's fair to say that if that's your opinion. But I could distinguish between like trashy trash and then something that was like Jaws, which had a huge cultural impact. And I read the book and I liked it. So far from Grim Oak, they said they haven't met the sales threshold to continue the True Blood series. Damn. Several bad books at Suntop. Zach, for real, I was dumb in order because I like trashy vampires. That's fine. Like, it's all opinion, man. There's no wrong opinion. I mean, 7-second delay. It's just the way I am. If you like your vampires of the trashy variety, read Live Girls. I will, Jason. I'm going to read it. Yes, Michelle Pfeiffer is Ant-Man's mother-in-law, and she is still smoking hot. Says RA, those are not my words. Please don't cancel me for objectifying a smoking hot mother-in-law. Which you're doing MIL, which is awfully close to another acronym, which kind of ties into what you were saying. Anyway, Jason, I didn't know that's what that was about. I'd have to check it out. Live Girls. I remember the movie, Jeff, because it stars David Morrissey, who I never saw in anything else that I remember until The Walking Dead. Well, he was in, who did he play? Who did David Morrissey play in The Walking Dead? Live Girls is amazing. Can we get a Live Girls movie? There's no wrong opinion. Immediately think, oh, the governor. Okay, I liked that. He was a good character, the governor. I like that story arc. My favorite arc in Walking Dead was Terminus. Oh, Rick, they're like, what do you have and where is it? What did you bury? What is out there? And then he's like, in the out there, I buried a duffel bag, and in that duffel bag is an AR-15 rifle and so many rounds of ammunition and a machete with a red handle, and that's what I'm going to use to kill you. Oh, I love stuff like that. I remember in Taken 2, Liam Neeson's on his knees and he's talking to this guy and he's like, so I killed your sons. He's like, yes, you killed my sons. So Liam Neeson's handcuffed to a pipe and there's this old man interrogating him about to kill Liam Neeson. And he's like, you killed my sons. He's like, I killed your sons. He's like, you killed my sons. He's like, do you have any more sons? He's like, yes. And he goes, if I kill you, will they come kill me? And he's like, yes. He goes, then I'll kill them too. Oh, the man's helpless and he's still a badass. That's kind of what Rick was doing in Terminus. Loved Terminus. He was good in that. That's all I've ever seen that guy in, the governor. In fact, that character might just be the governor. That's the only character he's ever played. While I love Live Girls, if I got to pick a vampire book that hasn't been adapted yet, I'd choose the Delicate Dependency. That didn't. Oh no, I'm thinking of The Girl in the Swing by Richard Adams. That didn't go over so well. David Morrissey did a lot of British TV and stage. Those are the best actors. I'm sorry. England gives us the best actors. The best. Sorry. Favorite audiobook actor reader? Not too sure what to call them. Oh, I don't know. Remember when The Walking Dead was good? The 11th season, the ending of that got bad, man. The last part of it. That's when Carol really shined. She's my hero. She's awesome. Her and Michonne were my favorite characters in Walking Dead. And Daryl. Yeah. Her, Michonne, Carol, Daryl, and Michonne. Best. The best. I would like to see a Necroscope TV series. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that would be kind of hard to pull off and maybe stupid. It would come off really, I think. It would probably be real stupid. Strike that from the record. Shane made the show happen for me in the beginning. He was good. He was good. I did like the tension with him and Rick, keeping the secret from Rick and Judith and all that. Was interesting. I guess he didn't go the duration, so and he couldn't have like that. So I don't know. Did you read or watch The Strain? No, I did not. I had the books. I might actually have paperbacks floating around somewhere of The Strain, but I did not get involved with any of that. I kind of didn't want to after reading the Passage trilogy. The Passage trilogy gets awful right away. Like, The Passage is a great book. I love The Passage. Then what was it? The 12 gets to be kind of like, what? Like, there's a word I think should be in the Oxford Dictionary. It's spelled DAFUQ. I'm not going to say it here, but that's kind of the way you look at that book, the 12. And then City of Mirrors. So it went from DAFUQ to full on WTF DNF. I did not finish City of Mirrors because that was just stupid. Dumb. But I love The Passage, man. Incredible potential that just went in the circular down the drain route. I really enjoyed the books, and the series was actually good. Yeah, did you like Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr.? The Strain? I agree, but felt the third season the storyline was too big for one season. Yeah, so I had a lettered edition of The Fall, and I sold it for a good price. And I never read The Strain. So I had a lettered edition of The Fall and from Lonely Road Books, and I bought a trade edition of The Strain so I could read it in order. And then I just sold The Fall, and then I lost steam. But I have a lot of respect for Guillermo del Toro. I think he's a great visual storyteller. I don't know who Chuck Hogan is, so I don't know about any of that. But it had a good pedigree, and a lot of reason to have faith it was going to be a good story. So anyway. So what else do we have to talk about? Curious King did the Hyperion. It sold out in 10 minutes. And then because a bunch of greedy bastards bought two, those doubles went on the market and those sold out right away, which is incredible because number one, it's a $650 book in today's buyer's market where everybody's dumping their collections I just saw a Magica go for about half price, Suntop Magica. And admittedly, that was always a weak title. I don't know why. I love that book and I love that edition. And it's Clive Barker. He's a god in the horror fiction world, my eyes. And so it kind of sucks, but I see all these people dumping books. So a $650 book, and I thought Dan Simmons got canceled. But then again, Subpress, they announced a new CJ Tudor. If you want to read somebody who's worse than Chismar, hello, CJ Tudor. A new CJ Tudor book, a collection of her short dribble. But also a new Caitlin Kiernan book. And I'm surprised because I thought Caitlin Kiernan was a TERF. A trans exclusionary radical feminist. That's what a TERF is. So I thought she was canceled for that, for those reasons. I'm not going to put a judgment on the reasons. I'm not going to do color commentary on it. But yeah. I like my vampires monstrous. Yes. You gotta, if you've never read Necroscope, Stephen Wayne Nelson Jr., go check it out. I don't know if you have. I don't ever remember you saying you did. But they're monstrous. They're great. They're great. There's a mafia tie-in at some point in the 10-book series. Oh, forgot to add, I'm now on a payment plan for a big boy book. Whoosh. What book? I'd like to know. Curious King is is that Hyperion? Curious King is awesome. I saw Subpress selling the book for 500 plus. Which one? Unpopular, but I don't like when other presses make up the prices. Yeah, I don't mark up. Yeah, no, Subpress does that a lot. Which book was it? It's not unpopular. I agree totally, Andrew. But are they worse than Bentley Little? Yes. CJ Tudor, Richard Chismar, Bentley Little. Bentley Little is better than Richard Chismar and CJ Tudor. It's science. It's fact. That you cannot dispute it. Bentley Little at least has an imagination. CJ Tudor read a bunch of Stephen King books, and then she wrote a bunch of fan fiction, and everybody hyped it. And it's all garbage. Well, I can't say that. I only read 2 of her books. But they were terrible. Terrible. And Richard Chismar reads headlines of newspapers, and then he writes a crappy little story about it, talking about himself and his life and how he just wants to go fishing. So those two are just like photocopies of fiction. Like they read something and then they did a photocopy of it and then they wrote about that photocopy. So it's like, what? It's so watered down and muddled, and they're 5 steps removed from the magic of real storytelling. And at least Bentley Little's like, hey, what if I create a book with characters and I tell everybody it's horror, but nothing ever happens in the book? It's going to be like 300 pages, and there's going to be a lot of words, and nothing at all is going to happen. There's no change throughout the story. Characters start here and they end here, and you could draw a straight line connecting where they begin to where they end, and they're on the same even keel. Even the villain. Stuff happens in between that kind of goes up and down, but where they end is where they begin. Standard Blade itself. 500? That's crazy. Read every one of the Necroscope series books. Dig them. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I love those books. I need to reread them, but you know what? If I can't read one book in a month, what hope is that? The Centipede Dune series, I know nothing crazy, but the price is. Oh, so you're on that. You're hooked onto that. I've always had a soft spot for that series because of the early love for the Star Wars as a kid. Okay. Speaking of little, did you ever read your Levidian edition of the story, Jeff? No, I will though. I will let you know when I do get around to that. Scalpers is all they are. Good night, Kevin. Thank you for being here. Take it easy. Subpress prices are just bad. They announced the next Robin Hood book for almost $200, no illustrations. That is bad. But, again, if they can get away with it, and I say that, and I don't mean to be mean. I know they're paying people. They're employing people. They got to stay in business, Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't want to wear my suit jacket anymore. So I mean, I'm saying like if the market rejects your business practices, then you're done. As long as the market responds and keeps going to get their books from Subpress, they'll keep doing it. I love my Dunes. They're beautiful books, man. Just that Dune is a gorgeous book, but I can't read it. I'm terrified of damaging it. Okay. So Conversation Tree Press. Do you guys want to talk about Conversation Tree Press? They announced they're doing Flowers for Algernon. Now, this is a press that I think Suntup brought out of the woodwork. Suntup appeared, dominated the market in a way that took up every book dollar, all the collectors' book budgets for a lot of people. And then all these other people saw it and said, I want in on that. I can do that. And so all these other presses spring up. And now there's a lot of competition at that level for those dollars and for that type of book. And it's gotten really competitive. And then Conversation Tree shows up. And they haven't sold out of any of the books. I'm curious what would happen if an author required that their edition have illustrations. I don't know if they'd have to bake that in at the contract stage, and probably, I'd assume. And then, William Schaefer would be like, all right, but it's going to be like an $800 book. I don't know what they'll do, but new Jim Butcher pre-order actually has 2 more pictures this time from Subpress. 4 internal illustrations. Now that's nice. Oh, I'm excited for Conversation Tree. I have the hardcover, Easton Press, Flowers by Algernon, signed by the author. That's, he's passed away in 99. I love Flowers for Algernon, but if I try a Conversation Tree Press, it will be their Weird series. Now, everybody's waiting on their Weird series. That's the thing. They promised these books, and they haven't sold out of any of them. So you got Peter Pan sitting there. That's their inaugural title. And then they do Fawn. And what an overstep that was, in my opinion. That was a big misfire. And that's still available. You can get the deluxe and the standard from them right now. And there's very small print runs. And then they come out with Flowers for Algernon. And then in the background, they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to do this Weird series. Edited by S.T. Joshi. I swear to God, Milo, if you claw up my shoes, Milo, I will. Yes. So that everybody says the same thing. They're like waiting for this Weird series. Meanwhile, Greer is sitting there going, well, how about you buy these in the meantime while you wait in my waiting room? Why don't you just buy one of these tasty little books? Peter Pan. I mean, they all look beautiful. Flowers for Algernon. Let's see. That's going to be revealed on November 20th. You could pre-order for the pre-orders for the people who have rights on the 22nd, and then the 24th will be open ordering. Flowers will probably be my one and only conversation tree press. It is a wife's favorite book. Okay. Great movie of that book, Charlie and Cliff, with Cliff Robertson. I think their title selection is all over the place, but I'm still excited. And that's good. And I think the only one I just feel like that Fawn was like kind of a gross move. It's like Al Pacino in his 80s dating a 20-something. It's just kind of gross. Fawn was gross to me. It's like a book about the perils and the trappings of luxury, and it's like that's the stories about that. And you're gonna do a book that's a blatant luxury item. I don't know. It just seemed tone deaf. I'm curious what the delay is with the Weirds. Rights, maybe it's funding. Maybe they don't have enough cash. I think they're trying to be like Lyra's and other fine press. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Suntop comes up, and then everybody realizes, oh, there is a business model for fine press and genre fiction. So Lyra's is like, hey, I can do Neil Gaiman and some other titles that are current and popular. And then you have Arete and Amaranthine. All these other presses are like, oh, we could do this model. Before Fine Press was just like huge books of maps and stuff like that. I don't know. Go to library thing, figure that out. They'll tell you what it is. But what did I miss about Fawn? Well, they did Fawn. So Fawn's a short story. I have it in two hardcovers on my shelf right now. I read it once they announced it. And Fawn is a Conversation Tree Press book, and it's absurdly priced. They have an, what is it, $8,000 Roman numeral edition? Get the hell out of here. It's ridiculous. So my guess is that Joshi has an awful lot on his plate. But to be fair, he'll signed off on it. Sure, it's ironic. Yes. You know, that's Winterset Hollow is the same way. Winterset Hollow is about wealth and the corruption of wealth. And I asked that to Jonathan Edward Durham about Winterset Hollow being a Suntup book. And I'm like, don't you think Edward would have had a Suntup lettered edition on his shelf? And he laughed. He's like, yeah, you know, I think that's a fair point. The book is about how the wealthy and rich people think they're above laws and morals. Once you would, and it's not just the wealthy people, once you attain any level of power, there were people on the Oaklawn Village Board, a small suburb of Chicago, who acted like tiny little Napoleons. Anybody that gets a little bit of power seems to become horrible. And so, anyway, it is ironic. And yeah, Joe Hill signed off on it. And I hope he was well paid for it. And I think it is cool for an author to see their work get that sort of treatment. I just feel like it was a bad move. I don't know. Just my opinion, you know, just, I guess the Roman didn't bother me since I can never afford an expensive lettered Roman from anyone, including Suntup. Yeah, I usually ignore that, but it's just like, and again, Conversation Tree Press strikes me as a luxury brand. Like they don't want to be They're not, it's like what they're selling is almost arbitrary. They just want to make the most luxurious thing possible. So I think conversation tree watches, conversation tree canoes, like I don't know, they could make anything, but they just want to be, just feels like they just want to be bespoke. Like this is a very curated sort of experience buying from them. That's just the vibe I get. I don't know. That's how it strikes me. You don't hear Couch Kitty. No, Couch Kitty's gone. Couch Kitty ran away. We gotten her fixed. We got her microchipped. We got her vaccinated with rabies shots and all that. And she ran away. So that's Milo. Milo wants to go outside and play. But it's very dark outside. I'm not going to let him out. Don't you? No, don't do it. I see what you're doing, man. Yeah, I miss him. Yes, it is Suntup week. Yeah, Couch Kitty ran away. We keep trying to catch her or try to find her, and breaks my heart. A niche press for the discerning bibliophile. Exactly. Does that say, is that said somewhere on the site? If weird is ridiculously priced, I'll be out. It's not like those stories aren't available elsewhere. Yeah. Yeah, that's that'll be interesting. And I think Conversation Tree is going to have to sell books. Like you can be as special as you want, but the money will dry up. And then you'll be left with all these special books. You have to move the books. And it sounds like they're getting a logjam already. Was Peter Pan a bad title to start on? I don't know. It looked beautiful. Was Fawn a misstep? I don't know. They're going after a popular author. You know, Flowers for Algernon sounds like that's an interesting title, and I think that's a good move. Like, I would have said they should have started there. Yes, we spent all that money on Couch Kitty, and she ran away. I will say having her fixed and out and lost is a lot better than thinking she's going to be bringing more stray cats into Tennessee. You know what I mean? There are tons of stray cats around here. I just hope she's okay. Like my peace of mind, I would have a lot of peace of mind if I just know I could see where she is and that she's surviving and she's doing well. We leave our garage. We leave food by our garage to feed her. We do get, and we have a camera set up so we can see if she comes by to eat the food. And I also have a cage set up that maybe she can go in the cage. We can catch her again, but we're trying. That reminds me, Jeff, Arabia, the Pinocchio title just got discounted today. No, I didn't see that. I saw she posted something, Lisa Gorla. Oh, please put the pen down. Okay. Sorry. No, we did not put a couch out. That's a good point. We should have done. Sadly, she ran away. We tried to get her to come back, but she got scared and ran. Yeah. Arabia, the Pinocchio. Oh, that's so sad. Good for new buyers, but anyone who ordered it early just had to pay full price. Not a good sign. Plus, I remember Steven saying it's printed digitally. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. That's bad. Wow. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you're coming out and she did this Pinocchio thing. Now I got to watch back to see what I was doing with the pen. Artist for Peter Pan just lives up the road a few. Oh, very cool. The art I like in Peter Pan. Like I said, that Peter Pan book looks beautiful. I just like, does anybody, obviously was the demand there? I don't know. Did they do market research? Did they look into like what are super popular public domain titles that we could start with? And I didn't even know, how do you access like the text for a public domain book. I ordered because Lisa is good people and wanted to support, but yeah, not feeling good about it. Steven, you cursed them. Oh, that's a shame, man. That's a shame. You know, that's a bummer. Because I don't know. I might not like dig what these presses are doing, but I like it to see people succeed on their dreams, unless their dream is to become a New York Times bestselling author at the expense of all the goddamn customers who floated your lazy, bloated ass all the way to the top. Then I don't give a shit about your dream, you human turd. But these other people, like even the Greers, go for it. Do your luxury brand of books. I just think, hey, no. He wants to go outside, and he's not going to sell. Milo will destroy the whole house unless we let him outside. And he kills the little chipmunks. He killed a little chipmunk. He tried to kill 2 moles. He killed one. He tried to kill the other one. He had a bird in his mouth this morning. I'm like, kill the mice. Fine. I don't want mice. The problem is that they're all focusing on public domain titles. Nobody cares anymore. They all have great editions already. Yes. But they're doing that because they're trying to get that infusion of cash to demonstrate what they can do with the book, and they don't want to bother with securing rights and worrying about an author's input, maybe. I feel bad for people trying to start their own press. Remember Hermitage and then announcing War of the Worlds? They disappeared. Damn, yeah. Yeah. Milo is an evil, evil cat. He is. I also hold grudges against jerks. I am on the Gears are jerks camps. Well, I don't. I only have it against the one. I think Andy Gear, who's like a real dick to Tyler Jones that day, and other people, and he's real gruff on the boards. But you know what? There's being a jerk, being a curmudgeon, of which you could say, according to some people, I'm a jerk. If you're a chismar, you're not going to be inviting me over to the barbecue. It's not like, hey, we're throwing some brats on the barbecue. We're going to go watch the Orioles play. Oh my God, I'm blanking. What's the Baltimore football team? Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, Ravens. Duh. It's Edgar Allan Poe, Ravens. So he's not like he's going to invite me over. So bad is in some cases is a matter of opinion and perspective. There is objectively bad, and that's if you break a law. So I don't wish ill really on too many people, to be honest. Ravens. Colts. Colts. How many ads have you guys gotten tonight? I haven't even been tracking on that. What was the thing that happened between him and Tyler? Oh, it was stupid. It was like he kills chipmunks. Mice with expensive coats. Oh, I did the pen again? Yeah, he bashed Tyler for promoting his book. Tyler Jones posted about Midas. He's trying to hustle. Authors have to promote their own stuff, and he's out there grinding. And he posted a thing about Midas, which is an insanely awesome book. It's every right to be promoted. And this douchebag goes, 8 posts in a month is a little excessive. Go pound sand up your ass. Are you for real? This guy's trying to earn a living, and you're going to sit there and begrudge him that? What if somebody said too many posts about Conversation Tree Press? So that left a bad taste in my mouth. But does that mean the guy needs to starve? No. Does that mean their business should go belly up? No. Like Chismar, is a lot worse than he is. So that all that said is like, yeah, it annoyed me, and I don't like the person, and I won't hang out with the person ever. Not that like that was going to happen, but he deserves to eat. I mean, let's give him medical attention if he has a problem. Let's do that. Milo is also like 99% eyes. It leaves no room for brains, which is true. No ads. You guys are getting no ads tonight. Whoa. What is going on? Huh. I mean, I've been at it over an hour. Interesting. Maybe I'm being demonetized. Well, when Andy writes a book, he can promote it in his heart's desire. Otherwise, he can eat it and keep his mouth shut. Did you get the Chambers Masters Weird Tale you mentioned last week? Yeah, he got it. He jumped on it. He's all up in it. Wow. I wonder what I selected. I guess I don't get to eat. I don't get those 18 cents, I can't spring for the extra ketchup at Burger King. Oh, trust me, I'm not even making Burger King money. We have a place in Tennessee called United Grocers Outlet. And it's exactly that. It's a grocery store, outlet store. And this is the store where discontinued food items are to be continued. You think expiration dates are real? When do you go to United Grocers Outlet? Expiration dates, man. That's like the speed limit on a Tennessee highway. It's just a suggestion that you can totally ignore. It says 65. 90 is also a number. I saw a number. I'm driving a number. They're all numbers. I have to step away for some fricassee business. Be right back. I've seen some stuff popping around, so I can't see it. Best Buy is a suggestion. Hello from Chicago. Late. Forgot the time difference. Well, hello, number one. So, yeah, you guys forgot. That's okay. It's okay. I understand. You got a lot on your mind. I'm glad you're all there. You're all safe. You're getting some time to process, relax, decompress, smoking them J's, burning the days. I know what you're doing. This rant reminds me of when someone was complaining in the Sign Limited Awesome group about Michael Blatty spamming the fans of Suntup Group, and I said so. Yeah, I know. Some people. The admin said I was wrong and allowed the shit talk, so I left the group. Yeah, I mean, so shit talk is also an opinion, like there's abusive harassment that's not free speech, in my opinion. Like you shouldn't be able to harass or bully somebody or threaten somebody and make somebody feel fearful for their life. But then if somebody's like CJ Tudor is the garbage, awful author that's third generation fan fiction, Stephen King fan fiction, that's an opinion. I'm entitled to it. Did you see the cover for the ebook of The Long Way Home? It now says stories from New York Times bestselling author Richard Chismar, which CD sent an email today. Yes. So he fought for that distinction. He got that distinction. Kudos to you, Capitan Douchebag. I hope it was worth burning your whole legacy to create room temperature tepid fiction with that label that now has that label on it. Because trust me, it means nothing. It means you duped a lot of people. So you could probably run for office. But that doesn't mean your books are worth a damn. And they're not going to be remembered in history. Like, when people look back, they'll see your name on a list. They'll be like, oh, yeah, what? Must have been nothing else good to read that day. We need to know what that fricassee biz is. He bought that distinction. Yes, he did. He bribed his way And, you know, hey, you know what? I bet you I might be able to see what the Fracassi business is. Let me see if I can know. They're making fun of me. So you could trust that they're busting my haggis. Haggids? I don't know how to say that. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. Um oh. Oh man. I don't know. If Philip Fracassi can pop in here and say something about it, then that's fine. But I think I don't know. I don't know if it's business to share. But Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr.'s on it, so don't worry. We've sent our best. It required somebody who kind of doesn't hold back. So he's on it. He's a soldier. He's going to go after. He's like a missile that's been launched. And I think he'll take care of business. I saw that the Stephen King Collector is offering a pre-order for a nice tray case for the trade edition of The Long Walk from Centipede. Really? That's very cool. I would like that. $75? Well, thank you for that scoop, Ron. That is cool. I'm going to write that down with this pen that I fondle, you know. Wow, Long Walk tray case. Who's making it? Do they say who's crafting it? Oh, because I got the signed one. I have the signed one and the trade. They're the same size, right? So I could swap it out. I could put the signed one in the tray and the trade in the slipcase. That's how we could do it. Wow, you guys are ordering well, buying freeze. $75 for a thing that's not a book. Okay, thank you, Ron. Thank you for forwarding it. Now I think about it, I probably can't buy it. It's rough times. Rough times, my friends. All right, back, dudes. Did you take care of business, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr.? I didn't say anything. You can look back. It's in the record. It's in the Internet Smithsonian Institute Internet Wing. My show goes there every week. Hope you took care of stuff. What else do we have to talk about? We talked about that. We talked about Subpress. Talked about Conversation Tree. We talked about Curious King, which I'm really happy for. Of all the new presses that have sprouted in the sunlight of Suntup sunlight, Curious King is the one I'm most happy about. Not just because they did the giveaway on this channel, but because they did the giveaway on this channel. And bribery goes a long way. I am from Chicago originally. No, I think Curious King's got me the most excited because Anthony K feels to me like in the caliber of Jared Walters and Paul Suntup and Paul Miller, people who really love Brian James Freeman, people who really love the book, Paul Fry. People who love the story, love the book, don't just want to arbitrarily create, like Conversation Tree Press feels like they wanted to create a luxury item and then books were available. I don't know. These other presses that I respect they started with the love of the book and wanted to really celebrate that love of the book and the written word. So it went from that way. Just some triggered human, triggered because they want to be. That sums it up. Yeah, I mean there is a problem when people want to be offended or they look for the reasons to be angry. Because if you look for problems, it's all you're going to find. And it's sad because it's not good for your mental health. Anger only hurts the angry. Like Richard Gismar goes to sleep on his bestseller bed sheets, and I'm carrying this coal, this anger, this tense anger, burning anger in my gut. He doesn't feel that. I'm really not that twisted on it. So, yeah, Suntop release week. We talked about Centipede Press. I will say, any fans of Thomas Oldehuvelt? Now, he is releasing his first 4 titles that are like long out of print. He's including some new stories in there, but I think it's all in Dutch. So I don't know what if they'll ever be in English. I wrote to him on Facebook. I commented on one of his posts. I did not, send a messenger and wire a message directly to him, but I asked, I go, are these ever going to be available as English editions? And he hasn't responded yet, but right now it doesn't look like there's any plan, but he's releasing his first 4 books in limited edition format with bonded leather. They look amazing, and I would really want them. I want them in English, and if they were, oh my God, I'd be in so much pain right now. They are, and I am tempted to get them and learn Dutch. Seriously, oh my God, yeah. Oh man, I'm right there with you. I would love to learn Dutch just to read original Thomas Oldehuvelt, read the original ending to Hex that won't be translated in English apparently. And I respect the author's decisions. That's what he wanted. I don't want to tread on that, but I'm playing with the pen again. I ain't gotten around to reading Echo yet, but I really liked Hex. So hopefully more of his work will be translated for us single language readers. Yeah, he is. Oracle was translated. I tried to get the arc of that. So that's in the works. If I can get the arc of Oracle, I can't wait. And then November would be his next book after Oracle. And I want to have him on the channel for each book. I learned German once. So did you forget it? And they are similar. Dinner Bell, thank you for sticking around till dinner. Enjoy your dinner. You are a regular cat. You get that dinner at the regular time. So take it easy, Ron. Thank you for being here and talking books with us. And that scoop on anybody who wants a beautiful tray case for their Centipede Press edition. I don't know if it's beautiful. My secondhand information says it's beautiful. Gotta go. Movie time. Won't be here next week because of Dragonsteel. But I'll talk to you all in a couple weeks. Oh, thank you, Andrew, for being here. Thank you. Go watch your movie. Go watch your movie. I was going to talk about Thunderstorm, new Brian Keene book from Thunderstorm. I don't know if you guys are fans, if you dig the T-Storms, but a new Brian Keene book. I don't think I've ever read any Brian Keene. Am I missing? Am I missing stuff? He's a big shot in the horror community, which is cool. SST. So this is my final bit of business. They're shipping Don't Fear the Reaper. And after that, it'll be Southern Book Club Guide to Slaying Vampires, which will conclude it's not going to conclude the Grady Hendrix stuff because How to Sell a Haunted House is the next title from SST in the Hendrix series, illustrated by Eli John. So, I don't know if you guys are excited for those books. I don't collect the Stephen Graham Jones titles, and I also I am not buying How to Sell a Haunted House. You know why? I guess you should take a shot every time I hint at my buying for the pen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, Andrew, have a nice convention. Sorry, I didn't say that. Enjoy it and enjoy Brandon Sanderson's thing. It is a third book in Brian Keene's trilogy. Yeah. Was super happy to receive that SST email. Can't wait to see the slipcases. Oh, he had more slipcases in there? I didn't see. Stoked for all my SST stuff coming. Yeah, I mean, SST is the bomb diggity. I passed on the last 2 Grady books. I didn't pass on the one. He did the Final Girl Support Group. I got that. So I bought the bundle. I bought the Final Girl Support Group. I didn't get How to Sell a Haunted House. So it's a bummer. I also didn't get Paul Bear's Club. And I didn't get Cold in July. And we are all going. Did you all take shots that I said those things? You crying for me? Don't cry for me. So yeah, it covers everything I was going to cover tonight. That's it. So far from an all-nighter. I went 5 minutes over just because she's out of town. Oh, I'm going to go 5 minutes over just to prove I can. I'm the dad now. Wait, I'm always the dad. It's weird. It sounds like something that should have come out in therapy, but I don't go to therapy. Maybe I should. Anyone else tired of receiving a billion emails from Weird House Press? Lots of emails for nothing new to say. I know. It's like, and they're always like Weird House alerts. Alerts? What is this like? Is this like a tornado's coming? Like what do I need to be alerted for? It is annoying. And, I think I remember, so I worked in marketing. I work in marketing. And we had this one woman we hired. She was talking about her previous gig and how they were sending out emails for an open house. And there was a glitch in the system. And because of that, they blasted their email list. And she said it was like 40 times in a week. So they blasted these emails out, and they when they finally realized what they were doing, they were able to shut it off, and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe we did that. That's abusive." But she said that was their best attended open house ever at that university. So she's like, "Yeah, it's ugly. Yeah, it's abusive, but it worked. The constant reminders work." So, I mean, I'm not saying I totally agree. I get way too many Weird House. And the thing with me is if I get them all and I keep getting emails from somebody, I stop reading them. So it's just another one. And that's how you can miss things. I think that's how I missed Cormac McCarthy's The Passenger in Stella Maris sign set. Because I'm like, oh, another email from Books A Million, whatever, or whatever it was. And I just dismissed it. They probably use the same email server as Dark Regions Press, who are also terrible. Yeah, I mean, they're the same. They're affiliated. They're adjacent to one another. There goes my Guinness. So I think with that, I'm going to shut it off, cut it like a bobbit. I only say that during these lives. I went 8 minutes over, Jill. What are you going to do? Anyway, I'm probably going to get going. I'm going to just cut it there and head back. I'm glad I was able to stick around a little longer than I was last week. And it's a great conversation as always. Here's a movie recommendation you didn't ask for. Brilliant movie, also called Brain Dead in Australia or New Zealand or wherever. Brilliant Peter Jackson movie. Brilliant. Best. One of the best movies. Hilarious. Go check that out. Later, Gators. You seriously think Jill's coming back? She's coming back. She'll be back. Definitely. I don't know if she's going to read Dune, but she'll be back in sometime soon. I just don't want to give out her business. You know what I mean? It's my business too. I don't want to deliver that. But yeah, she's coming home. So take it easy, babies. I will see you next week. Unless you're Andrew Jacob. That's okay. But God willing. Do people say that in this day and age? I don't know. God willing, I'll be back next week. I'm a lapsed Catholic. Saying God willing is kind of a weird thing to come out of my mouth. But anyway, take it easy. I will see you later. See you next week. Go be good to each other and stay frosty.